Hello guys, welcome back to a brand new video. Today I am playing F1 23. Now today I'm going to be doing a My Team career mode on it. Now you didn't really comment on what I should call my team, but that's alright, I made one up. Now I'm not going to do any driving in this video, I'm just going to set up the team and just introduce it. And so I'm going to do my team, newcomer, because we got to build our way up full season. And now we can customize our settings. So I leave the AI difficulty as it is, quite hard. And then I have a little bit of trouble here thinking if I should do full qualifying or 3 sessions or just a nice short one, which is just 1 session. I end up going with full, and then I go the new medium race length 35%. Now I think it's a good race mode length for me because I sometimes do half a race, which is a little bit longer than I should. And then we got quarter of a race, I think, and it's less. But 35% is good enough. And then the other settings I just leave, really. Then we can change the avatar here. I think that it's just the name I picked. I just kind of randomized it. So I think you'll like it, but I don't know. I just randomized the name, really. Yeah. And so I have a really hard think, and I just think of a random name, really. It's just the first one that popped into my head. First, last name, first, second. And then we have the first name. But yeah, I eventually I got back into flow with the video and found out. I just thought of this name, Fred. I just thought Fred because I thought Fred would be a nice name. And then Ground, because that was the first thing that just popped into my head, Ground. I just looked at the floor and I was like, the ground. Fred Ground. Interesting name. And then for the initials, I have a little bit of a think. Not Gru, not Gree, but I choose Grow. GRO, I think that's pretty good. I leave the audio name as it is. Change the number and also
focus
change.
On your driver's look.
Then we can change the helmet, so I just leave it with this nice simple one. And then we can change the suit here. So the colours that I'm gonna use is like a blue that I got from the F1 21 CD case covering on the back of it, and so I just thought it looked really nice. And so it's like a lighter blue, a dark blue, a darker blue, and then a nice like in the middle green like this, and I think it looks pretty good. And then we can apply the same colours to the gloves because they stay there, they stay like that for the second driver even. So yeah. So I try and match it with the suit. I have a little bit of thinking. I don't know if it's lighter or darker than the suit, but yeah, I eventually do get it together well. And it does pretty much match the suit, and so I think it will work. And then we have the podium emotes. I change it to this one, like the hearing one. That's what I call it.
Okay,
and
boss,
then
let's
we can
get this
change
tick
the
first.
radio calls if we win a race, so yeah. And same if you do the podium emotes. But the team name's nice and simple. You didn't really reply to any comments. But so I just came up with this plain one, Pedal Motorsport, because I like hitting pedals with my feet in a car. And Motorsport, just a nice after name. So yeah.
Some sponsors offer a larger sign-on
Then here we
bonus
can choose our primary sponsor. Now in the primary sponsors, there's
the
the name at the top. Then we have the goal. Then we have the goal bonus, which is the money if you get after the goal. And then we have the weekly income and the signing bonus. There's all the 6 main sponsors you can choose from, and I choose with the highest signing bonus because we need most money to set up this team. And so we choose Exxon Dynamics. Next we can choose the engine,
But be
And
careful
so
about spending
there's
all that cash.
performance and
We're going to
durability
have
and the
people
contract
and
cost.
facilities to
Now
invest
I'm
in
going
as
to
well.
go with it here,
Power
Red
unit
Bull
suppliers will
powertrains,
also
because they
provide
just
upgrades
sound
throughout the
amazing.
season free of charge.
And they
We're not
also
much of a
won.
team without
They
a
also
second
have
driver.
won
Let's sign the team.
2
Here are the drivers
championships
interested in
in a
joining
row
our
with
team.
Max Verstappen
Look at their
at the
stats
wheel.
and pick
So
someone you think can get us good results.
I think that will
as long
go
as we can
well.
afford them.
You know,
We
I
renew
think it will
contracts
go well.
periodically, so you'll have plenty
Then
of
we can
chances to
choose our
sign someone
second
else should the need
driver.
arise.
That was a weird clap. So I'm always thinking about pace. It's the bottom stat, just above the focus one, the green one, just above that. Now PAC, that's pace. Now I want the highest one. I
Looks
don't
like
really
we can
care about
afford
the
this
others,
power
even though
unit
they are
supplier
quite
and
important.
teammate.
But I
Go
want
ahead
the
and
most
confirm if you're
action I
happy.
can have out of this
Let's
teammate.
create the
So
livery
yeah.
we'll be running this season.
Now finally we
We
can
can add more
choose. I
sponsors
mean,
to
not
the
really
car as we
finally,
sign them
but
throughout the
one of the
year.
last things we can do
And
now
don't worry,
is
we can edit our look at any
change
time
the
with
livery.
HQ.
Now this is probably the most fun bit. Now I'm gonna start off by changing the main color. Use the livery sucrose, and yep. And then we can change it to a lighter blue, then a darker blue for the next bit. Now I have a bit of trouble here if it's too dark or too light. I think it's a bit too dark here. But then I just make it a little bit brighter and I leave it like that. Then we can change it to that, the other colour, and I think that looks pretty good. So that's the car for this season. I don't know if I might change it sometime. But yeah, and then you can change the halo stickers and then the
Last
sponsor
but not
details
least, we need to
at
consider
the
our
end,
brand,
but you
our
can't do it
badge and team
now.
colours.
You've got to do it in the menu. Yeah. So then we can choose our badge and the colours, so team branding, whatever I think it's called. Then we use convex for the background. And I changed the background colour to green because that's the main colour of the team. So I think that will just blend in well with it. So yeah. Yeah, and then we can choose an emblem. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not so sure. But yeah, emblem. I don't know how to pronounce it really. But yeah, so I change it to a lighter blue, and then we can change it to a darker blue afterwards. Yeah. So yeah, that also goes well with the car and the suit and everything. So yeah, and then we can have the team colors, which is the last thing we have to do. So I choose like a green. Wait, yeah, but I think it's a little bit bright in the picture there. But I just leave. I actually don't really like the brightness in the picture behind it. I don't know what it is, but it's just really bright. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it comes out like that. So yeah, I just leave it after doing that. So now we can change the main color to green, the second main color to the lighter blue, like that. And then we can change the third color of blue to a darker blue, yeah, which can show on the car, as you can see probably. Yeah, and then we can change the luminance. There we go. Now we
Great,
can
that's
advance
everything we need.
and advance
You can
on
go back
with
and edit anything
everything.
we've done so
But
far,
let's just
and we'll
give
come
it
back
one
here at
last
the
team
start of each
details
season.
here. Exxon
But if you're
Dynamics,
ready
Rebel
to go,
Powertrains,
hit advance
and
to head to Team HQ,
the
and we
second
can start
driver,
our
I can't
push to the
remember
top
what
of
his name
Formula
is.
One.
Amiri or something like that, I don't know. Amiri's probably his first name or something, I don't know. But here we go. So now you might be familiar with this headquarters bit in the last couple of games. So there's the car underneath the wrap, and you get this person that talks to you. So I'm just going to turn down myself for now while they talk. Bye.
Formula One grid. We've been granted exclusive access with an interview not just with the team owner or the star driver, but both. Because for the first time in modern F1 history, the team owner is behind the wheel themselves. Now is a great time to bring a new team into the sport, particularly off the back of such compelling competition last year. 2022 saw huge regulation changes, and it was Red Bull who came out on top in the development race. But that was last year. This year could be a very different story. Let me tell you, this facility is an absolute hive of activity, and there is a palpable sense of excitement around the car they've built. Quietly, they truly believe they can challenge at the top, and they've had the time now to craft a hugely competitive race car. But theory is one thing, and taking on the brightest lights in motorsport is quite another. So how does the owner of F1's 11th team feel as they prepare to be thrust into the limelight of the F1 circus? New driver lineups, Qatar returns, Las Vegas debuts, and the engineering race continues to push the sport and the drivers to new heights. What are they aiming for? Most excited about? Most nervous for? Well, soon we will meet them to find out. But first, let's take a look at the brand new car.
And then here we have the car showroom bit. I don't know what it's called. This is a new one. In the last couple of games, they've always had the same one. Now this is a new one. I'm pretty sure it's the same, but I'm not so sure. But this is a new one. I think it looks really cool. You know, I like the other one as well, but yeah. And then we have these questions that you might be familiar with. So yeah, let's answer them.
It's been a long time since we've seen a team owner drive their own car, and a lot's changed since then. The sport has really evolved. So how are you going to manage the responsibility of doing both roles?
Now they also do actually change the R&D as well. So if you use a department, put one in advantage, then they will change the R&D performance as well for that department. But yeah, so I think that's pretty cool.
Tell me about the work on the car. It's clearly a blank canvas. You've done a lot. What have you prioritised?
Then I go with the aero.
Now, there's no getting away from the fact that your competitors have a huge amount of Formula One experience. You are a total newcomer. Tell us where you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains.
And then I go with the
powertrain.
powertrain.
Your success this season will be determined by whether you can
or
take
the
positions from
engine
other
or
drivers. Where do you
horsepower,
believe this
power,
car has
yeah.
the edge?
Just power. And then we have
With
more
so
power.
many disciplines and experts working so closely together here.
Even though I
at
do
your
like
HQ,
to
who gets
focus
the
towards
coveted
durability,
Teachers
because I
Gold
hate
Star? Who are you
my
most
car
proud
breaking
of
down.
as the first race edges
But the
ever
Red Bull
closer?
powertrains, I just think it will just work. So yeah, I'd use
Well,
as
I could
much
talk to you all day.
durability
Thank you
as
so
I
much for your
can.
time, but I
I'm
better
not
let you
sure
get
how
to work.
much,
There's
but you know.
plenty more still to do. All the very best for your inaugural F1 season.
Alright guys, now I'm going to end the video there. In the next video we'll be doing some of this main menu stuff and drive around Bahrain for the first time. Do the first race on the season. And so I'll see you in the next video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye and see you in the next video.